Okay, so the Hanoi fish cakes, what have you got in them?
So we've got some beautiful prawns.
Yep.
We're going to have grated sweet potato, spring onions. Then in Vietnam you have what's called a table salad, and you have a combination of different herbs that you kind of wrap around the thing and dip into a dipping sauce. For a dipping sauce we could have chili, garlic, fish sauce, lime juice, and it's going to be
Lovely, man. Now, quickly before you start, the prawns. You've got to devein big prawns.
yeah.
What's
So
the best way to do
I'm
it?
just going to show you that. So just hand flat on the thing, just
Yep.
with a thing like that, cut it through, and then just clear out that little bit there with a knife. Okay.
Because you want, cause it's very annoying in that grit. I've got another good way, which is a bit not cruel, but when you get a live prawn,
You pull the tail.
or even better, you get a little sort of toothpick, push it underneath and pull it out. What the?
So, what I've got here is just some rice flour and some plain flour. I've got some water, and I'm just going to mix that into a batter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is this sort of classic Vietnamese batter, this?
Yeah, no, just it's a simple batter.
Yeah.
It's not complicated to do. All you're doing is really just making enough that it's going to bind the sweet potato and the prawns together.
Sweet potato never strikes me as a particularly Vietnamese. Is it Vietnamese ingredient?
Yeah, well, they have a lot of kind of things like yams and cassava and those kind of things.
Sort of
They're
starchy,
quite starchy
tubers,
sort of
yeah.
root. Okay, so this is just literally just going to get mixed together like this. Just while I'm doing this, if you could just pick me some coriander,
Well, you
some
job.
mint, and a bit of basil. That'd be
Oh,
great.
not three.
So I've just got a nice smooth batter, really simple, not complicated.
Okay.
To that I'm just going to add a little bit of baking powder, okay, and a little bit of sugar, which is just going to go in there as well. I'm also going to add some black pepper and some salt. Okay, so to that I'm going to add my grated sweet potato.
Yep.
And I'm also going to add this chopped raw prawn meat. And you could also, if you wanted to, if you didn't like shellfish or you didn't that, you could do it with chicken if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You could also do it with some crab as well and mix it in as well.
Okay. Now, going back to the prawns, there are some issues with prawns, with sustainability, with environmental issues, aren't there?
Yeah, I think that previously a lot of chemicals went into the feed, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
I think somewhere like Vietnam, they're as an emerging country,
Yeah.
they're trying really hard to clean up the act.
Okay. I mean, again, it's very difficult. There are starting to be organic prawns. They're more expensive, but really, it's a question of just trying to find out where they're coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I've got this batter, just enough batter to kind of bind it together.
Yeah.
And we're just going to drop that into this hot oil, okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to do probably about 6 of them at a time. We don't want to do any more because it will just drop the temperature of the oil and they'll kind of boil.
Yeah.
So we want them to kind of be frying and going golden brown.
And this again, did you find this on the street?
Yeah, there's a central lake in the middle of Hanoi, and people kind of take a promenade kind of around the lake.
Not very
and
civilised, yeah.
around the lake there are lots of these stalls that sell these fantastic prawn cakes, and they're just really, really great. Now, what I've got here is the other part of our table salad.
Yep.
So we've got some lettuce, some cucumber, we've got some coriander, some mint and some basil.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
And this again is served alongside, and what, you sort of put it together, do you?
Yeah, I'll show you in just a
Construct
second.
it.
So these are going golden brown very, very quickly, which is beautiful.
Yep.
And just add onto some kitchen paper, and we're going to leave them to cool down for a second because these are absolutely molten at the moment.
Yep.
And we just need to let them cool down for a sec. Okay. So, with my dressing, I've got some chili and
Yeah.
some garlic and a little bit of sugar. Okay.
And is that gives you sweet. It also gives you a nice, along with the salt, bit of sort of abrasion, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
so it works as an abrasive, but you can make it into a smooth paste very, very easily. And then to that, I'm just going to add a little bit of warm water, okay,
Yeah.
which will actually melt the sugar.
Okay.
Okay. I've got some lime juice.
So you have the sweet, the sour, the hot, and
Yeah,
no
and then
bitter.
salty coming
Salty
from the
in
fish sauce. So
all four.
all of that going in there like that. And because you've got kind of quite strong flavours,
Yeah.
you're not really going to dilute the flavour with the water. You're just diluting the consistency.
Okay.
Okay. So there's our dipping sauce. I'm just going to do one more batch of these, and then we're ready to serve them up.
So again, best eaten, once.
Eaten immediately.
Yeah.
Don't hold on ceremony. And then also on our table salad, we've got some bean sprouts. And in Vietnam, this is something that's on every table. Whether you're having spring rolls or cakes like this or a soup or anything, that's just going to go there like that. And we're just going to pour that. Sorry.
That is delicious.
So just going to put that in there
What
like
do they
that.
drink with it, Tom?
You could drink a beer if you wanted to. I mean, there are, more because of the French tradition. There are, you could drink white wine as well,
Really?
which is very nice. But just a nice cleansing lager.
Is that what the locals drink?
Yeah, they drink Hanoi beer.
Right.
And they've also got a thing called beer hoi, which is fresh beer.